Well, I'd like to introduce my friend, Ray Pauley, who I've known. We were talking earlier. I've known Ray for over 30 years. Back in my early days of social work, before I even understood there was such a word as class, or that it meant anything, and especially the area where we live. And Ray introduced me to people who needed help desperately. And I would like you to talk about class and your perception, and how did you find these people, and how did you get them to me so that we could help them?
Well, see, if I went in and knocked on a door in an apartment, and the lady said, sit down, have a chair, and the kid just got through eating SpaghettiOs in the chair, I sat in it and got back in the car and put some paper on the seat and went and changed my pants. But I let them know that they were smart, they were good people. It's just that they're having a hard time at the time, and so it gets them involved. Once you get them involved, working on their own problems and helping their neighborhood, their problems are not quite as big because they realize they're not alone. And if you get 10 of them together, it's pretty hard to kick their butt. But if you take one of them, one EFTC mother, back then they could really give her a hard time. But that's the way we did that. But I want to do something else with class.
Good.
I've always wanted to talk about this, and I never knew if it made any sense. I still don't. But if there's a playpen on the floor here, and two little girls are in there, we'll say they're 18 months old, and they, we don't know who they are, we don't know the parents are, we don't know the education of the parents or anything, but they're just playing with each other. But one just slapped the other one. See that? No. But and until those kids are corrupted by the adults to think class, prejudice, and like that, until their minds are poisoned, they don't know that there. See? Society causes classes and racism, like that. And it's all the way those two little girls are going to be taught. You know, it's what they learn. And one of them is worth $500,000, and the other one's worth $20. Tell you why. If there was a car accident this afternoon, both of them got killed. One of them, you can't spot her in that you don't know who it is. But one of them, it would say, is a billionaire's daughter. Her future earning potential is worth more than the other one who's low income, not low class, low income. And that one's probably worth $20,000. And the other one is worth $500,000. And it doesn't seem fair in the classes, see? And then they say, upper class. That always pissed me off because we worked for years to make millionaires out of people, and most of them had no class. I mean, really. And if you say upper class, middle class, what's left? Low class. And those little babies in there, that baby in there, she's not low class. She's just a baby that will grow up with people thinking about classes, prejudice, and all this. And it's always bothered me, but I thought I'm probably the only person in the world that feels like this. But it's society. It is people People think they're better than people. They think they're more superior. They think because we don't wear the same clothes that we don't think alike. They think that we don't cry alike, you know, and most people somehow are afraid of people who are different or they don't know, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be afraid of anyone. If a guy's wearing a dress, I had a cousin did once, and they put him in jail. No, but no. See, but it's what you're taught, and a lot of times it's easy to poison the mind. See, and suppose your neighbor was a good neighbor, and I said, let's see, I know he steals boxes. Somebody else started to steal boxes. You think that guy maybe does steal boxes, but it's a lie. See, they put poison in people's minds, and you can do that. You can destroy careers by lying about people.
I know we use the term they poison minds and they, but who are they?
They are us.
And when did you discover that?
A very long time ago, when I was growing up, we was very poor, and my father didn't have a whole lot of money, but he had a whole lot of class. He had a good reputation, always paid his bills, always well respected, and he looked at me one time, he says, you ever seen any bully me, ever bullied me? I said, no, I haven't. He says, you know why? I didn't let him. And he walked with, he commanded respect rather than demand. And he was poor, but he was a great man. And I still miss him now. So.
More recently, how do you think class is defined in recent days, recent years?
Education and money, I guess they both go together. But so I don't know why, honest to God. I was working for a guy. We sent two of his boys through college, and they got out and came back to the factory and worked. And they were the dumbest. And they had no class. They smoked more pot than the rest of the shop, you know. So I don't really know. Outside of it, it's a way to control people. It's a way to keep them down in place.
How do you perceive that could be changed to a positive?
I think anything is like this. First of all, people start talking to each other. And then from talking comes ideas. You may get 20 ideas, maybe one of them is good and it will work. But you got to start talking first and convince more people like this, and then they say, hey, I got an idea. What if we did a workshop on this? And we invited all the professors from Bates or something, you know, and let them see what it's like. Probably nothing like that, but it could be. And you got to start talking first, and then share ideas and come up with a solution.
And do you see the hope for positive change in the future?
I see hope for the future, and I hope this positive change, but I don't believe we'll be able to stop it. You can't. I mean, we can make a difference, but it's always will be there.
Well, I'd like to personally say I'm glad I know you, and I'm glad I knew you way back when, and I'm very grateful there are people like you in the world to lend a hand to people when they're down and out. So that's how I see you. Do you have anything to add or questions?
Yeah, Tina, I think you've been very nice. You read all the questions right that I gave you and told you to ask me. So thanks a lot. This should come out better than I thought it would.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Yeah.